have I ever seen pubes in someone's mouth?
Way to start
Is that
out.
you're going to ask me?
Whoa. Yeah.
Because I have.
No,
it happens
but I
at
had
least twice a year.
She just took over the show.
Are we...
Hey, we're going. Do you
we're
want me to
going?
start it over when Nikki's not talking about
just
pubes
keep,
in her mouth?
Keep that in. That's gold.
They're not in my mouth.
Wait, I have to hear both stories. I mean, you can't just throw that out there, especially now that we already started. So what color were they? Like,
Dark.
we talking long, guys?
They were dark.
I have 3 gray pubes.
You know, it's weird that there's still only 3. You should see a doctor.
There should be more?
Yeah, by now.
No.
Okay.
You can't tell hair stuff.
Yes.
Are they on the sides, like when your sideburns go gray?
Just random guys in the middle of the forest.
Ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding.
Just distinguished old men just chilling in a sea of dirty men. Yeah.
I'm picturing it now very vividly.
My dick looks distinguished.
Your dick is right there in my eyes.
Whew. For those new to the podcast that have never heard this podcast, Sweat Equity Podcast, it's dick jokes and business advice, or business advice with dick jokes, we should say. So it's kind of, or pragmatic business advice with dick jokes. We got to get a better...
Pragmatic dick jokes with business advice.
You
Dicks?
just got to practice your tagline.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to get this concept over on a lot of people. So it's tough because the businessy people really want the information, and so do like the non-super uptight business people. Everybody loves dick jokes. Is my that's what we agree
Yes.
on wholeheartedly. Yeah.
Yes.
And so, and most of the real execs, they're making the worst jokes. They're making the best and worst kind of dick jokes. So.
Or stealing them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bad joke
Yeah.
stealing.
Hey, you can steal any joke off of this podcast if I give any listener the ability to do that as long as you're listening, engaging,
And say you heard it on Sweat Equity Pod.
yeah. No one.
.com.
I reference people's jokes and I forget that that's not a big deal to anybody because
Yeah.
it's not it's a comedian's thing where you're like, well, I heard Mike Birbiglia say this the other day. And
I judge people if I know they're stealing jokes.
yeah, but
Come up with your
you're a
own
comedy
shit.
nerd
I
too,
know,
so it's
but-
like you know that side. No, most people just go, "Oh, I thought everybody just writes for you," and you're like, "What?"
You also accuse celebrities of stealing your jokes.
And that voice,
Yes, I actually told the story earlier today.
that voice that you heard in the beginning talking about pubes, and just now, the wife.
My lovely wife,
You want to introduce her?
Nicole Morganti,
Doctor?
DMD. What is DMD? Doctor of Medical Doctor? Doctor of Medical
I don't
Dentistry.
know.
Damn, mama. Damn, mama.
Damn.
Damn, mama. Damn.
We gotta
It's
look
like
it
a
up.
doctor of dental medicine, I think, but that would be
That's-
DDM.
Do you want to
So
start
it's-
this whole thing over?
Yeah,
It's
maybe
like a dentist medical doctor.
This will.
I don't know why it's out of order.
Doctor of Medicine and Dentistry.
So that's basically.
So we went right into you telling us, and I have to get this out of the way. Hotty toddy, huh, guy? Yeah. We have to intro every episode with that.
Yeah, we have
I had to ask
We
Eric what
have
hottie
to.
toddy was, and then I was
It's
worried
a-
you were
And
going to
then
do
you
it, and I
ruined
didn't
my
know
day.
I didn't know if it was like a dance.
The music cut out, so I was just like, just slip it in. Just don't forget it.
I
You
did
just
it
have
on
to say
purpose.
it.
Yeah. Oh no, I forgot once, and I cut myself because of that. I was like, never again, never allow that again. I cut it right near one of my 3 gray pubes. Anyway, what I want to go back to this pube stuff. So tell me the story.
Back to the pubes.
Let's get to the interesting stuff.
Sometimes I take impressions of people, and I pull them out and I examine them for quality, and there are pubes in the impressions.
And they're like, "Oh, sorry."
I don't ever say, oh, "Excuse me."
You want your pubes back?
There's a lot of pubes in here. I just
and
politely vomit and then get on with my day.
You know where my head went was that it was their own pubes for some reason. I have no idea.
That's
they're-
like when I work on the Circus Soleil people.
Isn't that weird? Like, yeah, they're like
They're that
yoga.
flexible.
They're yogis and stuff.
Marilyn Manson.
Was it like?
I do remember that rumor.
Oh, that yeah.
The rumor was he removed a rib so he could suck his own dick.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
It's like, just do yoga.
The Richard Gere gerbil too is always like, I could buy it, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
sure, you're at the top of the game. Sex must be boring, I guess.
Stick something up there.
Yeah, I do. It's not great, but it gets the job done.
Just buy a cage.
There's claws.
I get rats. I don't get gerbils.
Buy the
They're too
cage.
expensive.
They're much cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah, the rats they feed the snakes.
Oy vey. What am I? What kind of
they don't-
gerbil budget do you think I have?
They barely move around. They're tiny. It's a lot easier.
Don't name
in all
them
ways.
either because they are not going to make it.
Mickey number 12.
Have you thought about breeding them inside of your asshole?
I have. It's a
save?
condition that I Airbnb it. Really? It's got a nice little guest house for them in the small colon, but it's small intestine.
Dingleberry wing.
Yeah, but I mean they leave it a mess. It's what are you gonna do? You got to get a maid now, and then you got to get a hide a key. It's a lot of work. It's people think you make a lot of money, but you don't. So back to pubes in people's mouths as a dentist. Nothing else on that,
That's all I have to say on that subject.
really?
That's it.
What else have you found in people's mouth? That's interesting.
Gold.
Gold?
God, I really
Do you
I
do
wish
grills?
I could make something up here, but I don't.
Can you do
I haven't found anything really noteworthy.
You don't worry about the jokes. We'll take care of all that. You just be you, girl. Damn, mama, damn. Just that you're a DMD.
I just got why you were saying that over and over again. And I'm staring at a screen that says DMD over and over and over again.
I'm full of dad jokes today. It's all right. So I am your patient, and you like to have a conversation with me while I have all the shit in my mouth,
That's true.
and I want to gab, but I can't.
You cannot.
So it's like I'm having always a one-sided conversation.
Correct.
I can't even give you a thumbs up because it comes
can.
up. I can, but it comes up like
Just use your left hand.
to me in my head. It comes up sideways to you because I'm laying down.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does.
So I'm like, oh, thumbs sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Very athletic of you not to be able to figure that out. Just turn your wrist.
Yeah, but
then-
you can't. You ever had a conversation like that?
Yeah. Talk one-sided conversation. Huh?
You're going old sitcom jokes.
Ooh.
Take my wife.
Tough ground. Oh.
So y'all have opened your own practice. This is something we've kind of had as like a semi storyline throughout the last couple weeks, months. It's interesting because it's, what's funny is we talked about it just over a year ago when I had a little brunch thing downstairs at the Bricks. But we're above that in this Sweat Lodge studio, and it's one of those things that I was like, just do it. Just open one up and we'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
You did say that to me.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
Everybody did too, though.
Because that's how you have to do it, really, I think. Like, you're going to plan as much as you can, but you can't. Y'all, I heard about y'all going through the financing. That's a nightmare. No matter what. It doesn't matter who you are. Even if you have the best credit, you're liquid, the banks will still fuck with you
Yeah, dude.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
It was touchy there for a minute, but they made it happen. They kept
We got multiple rejection letters.
they kept telling
They're
me
like-
my credit was like I didn't have like enough
Right.
debt.
No,
Right.
credit was too good.
I like didn't have enough debt to borrow
Dude,
$300,000.
That's what's so counterintuitive about
Yeah.
credit is like, oh, to have good credit. Like if you just never got a credit card your whole life, you have shitty credit.
Yeah.
And you pay off
I have a credit
and you
card.
pay off everything and all that stuff. Like if you're like old school, like everybody's got that friend that is like, man, I don't have a fucking checking account that
I'm off the grid.
right. Like I pay everything in cash and I don't do any fucking credit card at all. It's like how do you do a lot of stuff? But I'm like, your credit score is going to be worse because it's not showing the ability to pay off debt. But that's so fucked up. That's a weird fucked up thing we have in the society, kind of.
Yeah, they literally, it's like, we don't think we're going to make any money off of you. Reject it.
You technically need to be in debt in America to have good credit,
Right.
to be able to borrow.
Oh, and when I finally did sign all the paperwork, it's like so many pages are devoted to the penalties if you like pay this money back.
Yeah.
Like straight up, like
Ahead of
you,
time.
You
Accelerated
can't-
clause.
Like
Yeah.
we're giving you this money, you have to like keep it for this long.
because they know Americans are so bad about it that they'll blow it a lot of the times. That's what they want. It's
Yeah.
like the casino. They give you chips because they know it's not real money.
They're
You
like,
want a
here's
free
a
dinner?
Here's a
right,
shitty drink.
right? Kind of
Free
keep you
drinks?
in here,
and
right?
the steak.
The comedy club's like all about getting asses in the seats. The casino and the bank, they just want to keep that money as long as you can because we know it's coming back to us.
Yeah. Fucking dirty game.
Yeah, it's weird how psychology is like that. Even though y'all are both bright, and it's like we're all kind of have that impulsive move to do that every now and again.
Yeah. Well, I don't actually know what you're talking about. Do what?
Like just spend. You see your bank account and you have some cash in there, and you're
Oh, to be like, I'm rich forever now.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a whole RV park. Like. But so, like, it's y'all went through that stuff, and it's been interesting watching from the sidelines y'all going through this because it's so funny. It's like when you don't own your own business. Everybody's gonna tell. I do this, but I don't care anymore. That I'm just rude. But I'll try to help with whatever I can. I'll give advice people don't ask for. But at the same time, it's like you don't realize how much overhead there just is, just administrative shit, just like all this other like crap that you're like, really?
Yeah.
I have to do this? Like
the people that work there get paid money. Twice?
And
a
when
month?
people don't show up, we still have to pay all the people that work there.
Ugh.
Right.
That was unexpected.
right.
It's red tape.
So because you inherited a previous practice, so you have to take on kind of their protocol at least for a while.
I have to take on a little bit of their baggage.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, you're not a slasher. You're not going to come in there and just go like, "All right, we're cutting everything."
yeah.
Like,
You get a new job. You get a new job.
it takes a certain kind of person, and then it'll hurt the vibe there with the existing patients that
That
want
is
to come
true.
back.
The good news is that I really like everybody that works there. They're good people, good
I'm
hard
sure
workers.
that was part of the deal.
They've
Like,
all been there for over 30 years. Like the new girl had only been there like 32 years.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. So it's good. Yeah. I don't actually want to can anybody.
Good. I'm glad we're on air. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, period. Then no more
like 'em.
sentences. No but.
But Susie's kind of being a bitch to me. No, I would say, that whole experience. What have y'all learned thus far? What's the frustrations? Because I like hearing about that.
He means you. I've been talking a lot about it.
You can throw it out there
before we
'cause it'll get her mind going a little.
We were talking about how she did a procedure on somebody that normally wouldn't be worth her time if she's an employee somewhere else, but she sits down and does it. What it say was $300. Like, oh, that money all goes back to me. It's not. I mean, obviously the overhead has to be paid for, but that chunk is much more valuable now than it used to be.
It means more. I used to refer out, and I do a fair amount of procedures, but it's easy to say, I don't feel like doing this because it's exhausting, or this person is being tough to work on, and I just don't want to have to do it. But when
just
you get
send
to
them
keep
off. Pass the
all
buck.
of the money, it's like I could tolerate you for another 20 minutes.
I worry. I do knowing you. I do worry about burnout for you because I know you'll probably take on as much as you can because it's just like, and you have that cloud hanging over you probably just of like, got to make sure things are moving. Got to bring
Yeah.
enough business in.
Well, we're inheriting a business that if it continued the way it was, we'd go out of business. Like, we have to jack things up, or else, this guy, he owns the building, which we're going to buy later, and the business and all that stuff. And it's like, now we have a loan for the business and a mortgage on the building.
Yep.
It's like, boom, right there. Okay,
We sold our children as well.
What did they go for?
Well, Avery, she's a little older, so I was only able to get about $300 for her. But Rocco,
Yeah, and she's a girl.
$950.
Yeah.
I got $950 for him.
Yeah, boys are a lot.
Just a reminder, this is a comedy podcast. Anything Dr. Morgani says is not real, so just ignore it or be into it. We don't care.
Improv stopper.
I'm not too worried about burnout at this point because I've kind of situated myself in a little different
Not now.
type of a practice. Well,
you're kind of in this weird flux right now.
Yeah.
You're in this like soft opening-ish area.
but I was like burning out at the job that I had 2 years ago because it was like on a hamster wheel. I mean, it was like I was always trying to stay on time and seeing so many patients and try and keep track of everything. And now the pace is a lot different. And I don't want to get back to the point where the pace was like what it was because that will cause you to burn out. So I'd rather take my time.
Side note to the listeners: if you hear little click clacks of pause,
It's my toenails.
It's doctor. It's
Fingernails.
watch out
Flojo.
for her fingernails. She does the acrylic ones. I don't know how she does it as a dentist. Really, she does the really long,
Flojo nails.
scary, really scary.
That come to a point.
And then you talk like this. Oh, I'll blame that on Bo. Bo Jack's my little doggy right here. But If you hear him bark, because he probably will throughout this podcast at some point.
But Sam Gant did just wave at you, and she has those like sharp claw fingernails that I was just teasing.
She doesn't have a mic, so
I know, but
Yeah.
It happened. I didn't know if you saw.
no. I saw.
Feeling bad.
He saw the thing that happened 4 feet away from him.
Yeah, I was trying to
right
pay
in front of
attention
his
to about
face.
5 things going on. The dog coming in and the joke. What's it called? So where are y'all now? I was hitting up Eric, I think over the weekend. I was like, got to figure out that grand opening, because you get one of those. This goes for any kind of business, especially local businesses where you have a relationship with your customer or patient or client or whatever. If you're a hairstylist, if you're a restaurant, obviously. But I was trying to think of something. You guys have the advantage of not wanting to be so buttoned up, I think, as far as a brand or brand message or marketing
Right.
Side.
We're the bad boys of tip dentistry.
But I think you can be more creative, because we roast all these dental marketing companies. They're all the same. They rip off, to me, I think.
Oh.
And they rip off. He used to work for a couple dental marketing companies. He's still got some.
Fired up. Oh, good.
Hey, boy.
That'll work.
So,
Yeah.
what are y'all thinking? I said something with candy for Halloween.
He's working on some dick marketing.
Dick marketing?
Yeah, like where it's like you're like, is it a tooth?
Like
is it a
on
penis?
a dick? Oh. I was
just
like,
trying
ads
to
on
be
a dick?
little edgy.
Porn's getting weird now.
What about this for a slogan? You'll brown your pants when you see how white your teeth are.
Oh, that is pretty good.
Yeah?
All right, here's how we do this.
Like it.
We
It's
need an
leader in the
alternate-
clubhouse. You got to beat it.
Beat it.
It's a writer's room. You got to beat that. Beat that slogan. You can't beat it.
I can't be.
So that's your slogan.
That's
Going
it.
on
That's the one.
Vistaprint. Print some banners.
You got to go on moo.com. Have you done your transition thank you letters with the bond.co?
No, we're not. Dude, that's,
Those things were like $40 a
What?
piece.
Was it?
No,
Is it
well,
expensive?
We had
Yeah.
500 patients, so it would have been
We have
1,500.
$750.
They were like $350, $4 a piece. It would have been like
Yeah.
1,500, $2,000.
I was like, I'm still like
There's-
butthurt about the stamps.
There's
We had to buy
got to be
stamps for that many people. I was like, oh my God.
there's got to be a cheaper alternative to that, though.
a cheaper
is.
alternative
It's
AI
Eric.
robot writing machine.
I guarantee there's someone
My
out
daughter.
there.
Well, it's a little
Yeah.
late now. We already sent out the ones.
Oh, well, that's good, though. At least y'all did it. I was worried that just
We
fell
did.
by the wayside. It's hard. Look, there's a lot of these little tasks that
Yeah.
you have intentions of doing, and it just goes, shit, like the internet's down or something. I got to fix that, and then you can get jammed up with patients. But the grand opening is like, a lot of people don't realize the value of doing that correctly, and that'll help you kind of really make that an announcement. You handed me a door flyer.
I just busted out some door hangers that
Door
I made
hanger.
up.
Yeah,
500.
they're good,
Of
man.
them.
I mean,
I got some work to do.
it's one tactic among about 15 others you're going to be doing, but I like it. I don't think that snail mail and door hangers and stuff, that's all dead. We're in a suburban area that we don't get a lot of the door hanger ones, so that sticks out, I think.
Well, something that we're
It's
realizing
intrusive.
is that older people are better dental patients.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about this before
They're
because
fucked
they
up.
have stuff messed up in them. People our age don't have $10,000 problems in their mouth.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
Well,
And they also don't show up. Like,
That's true, too.
You'll make them an appointment and they'll just be like,
so why not do like a deposit on the appointment? Like
just for people that are like my age or younger.
maybe you could probably figure that out.
I don't know.
know,
I feel like it would
haven't
turn
had-
people off.
Yeah, I haven't had a ton of issues, but just historically.
Sure.
Historically, it has been kind of hard
That
to.
that hurts you.
Yeah,
Like
it's not so much our age. I use the term millennial, and I like to think of myself as exclusive.
you're
We're in it.
34.
We're in it. We're the old.
We're the same grade. I know that.
I
so.
feel like I'm the day after millennials. That's where
Well,
I am.
Eliza Schlesinger's new
My buddy?
comedy routine was elder millennial.
Mm-hmm.
And she's 34. She's our age, so
All right.
by her standards, we're still in.
That's like I have a Facebook, but I don't know what a hashtag is.
Yes, she does.
And
She
you call
does.
it a Facebook, which
I don't know.
you didn't even try for that.
She's doing it on purpose.
I don't know. I don't think so. That looked pretty sincere from my eyes.
She's
Our
just kidding.
daughter's like, can you get Snapchat on? I'm like, which
No.
one is that?
Snapchat sucks. That's what I told her.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm not going to learn this thing until I can like really advertise on it. It doesn't make sense. Otherwise, you're just a creepy old guy just trying to be cool.
Yeah, and the vertical filming of the videos, so stupid.
You know why I didn't like it? It's like it's so much. It's like taxing. It's like, oh, cool, you can direct message a bunch of people. It's like, why do I
Are we
want to?
talking about Snapchat?
Yeah, I was like, why do I want to do it? Take like Messenger from Facebook, that part, and it's kind of like that, and you send silly shit.
Yeah,
and it's
without
like,
the features.
right, and so you go, what am I doing? Like, this is like sending a bunch of emails to me. I don't. I have too many already. I don't want to do. There's too many ways people can get a hold of you, and it's like, I'm overwhelmed already because the work we do. You just have to kind of be available to channel all those. But Jesus Christ,
I just like to use it to swap my face with like a dog's face.
yeah.
That's the only thing I've ever used it for.
Slowly,
You don't actually have to record it. You just sit there with it on, and it does all the fun shit, and then turn it on. Okay, moving on.
yeah.
You don't have to send it to anybody or share it.
Let's talk. I still want to know what's the grand opening ideas. We could pitch some. We could spitball.
I have no plans for a grand opening.
So I was saying just earmark something on the calendar, or else it'll just never happen, kind of thing.
I mean, we can have some kind of cocktail hour, something. Just
Y'all got a
I don't
nice
know,
yard out
karaoke.
there, right? A decent yard.
That's debatable.
No, the yards. Yeah, it's fine.
I'd say
Big enough?
use that somehow if you can.
Hot dogs, hamburgers, playful banter with your favorite dentist. I just would never want to go to that.
No, that's what I'm saying. But y'all have the advantage of you are cool with being like unique about it. So I think there's something. If we think about something that is good enough, has a hook,
Fire eaters,
something like that.
topless dancers. We'll make it like a circus.
You'll do free dental work on any carny that comes by.
No.
That
That's a
could
good
get
lifetime
expensive.
client. Yeah.
Well, whenever they come back through town,
Yeah. little hands touching you. Little hands.
they'd
Smell
probably
like cabbage.
They'd probably be good dentists.
Oh, yeah.
Get in that mouth.
Carnies are jockeys.
Walking around.
So let's
Are
do
carnies like a historically small people?
let's market to the carnies for your hygienists because they got the small hands. Let's go circus folk for maybe your new clientele.
I'm with you. I'm mowing what you're growing.
There's something there. Halloween was something we were talking. Candy, something with candy related to that about your teeth falling out or make your teeth rotten. There's something there with Halloween you could do.
But that's also
Okay.
counterintuitive. Giving away the
I
candy.
know, but that was the point.
Is she
Like,
on my side or not?
No, be very like glib about it as like kind of a joke.
Good ROI. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I give you the candy so that your teeth rot.
Depends on what kind of candy you get.
So that I can get that
called-
new AC in my 10-year-old car.
It's called narco-terrorism. you're
Sugar.
giving them the drugs on the border so that it depletes their military too.
Just like in Iran with the heroin.
Yep, exactly.
thing.
I know
Just
exactly
that's what you're
you're
doing.
talking about.
So like they think Mexico does this to the United States, where you pump enough drugs in, it'll weaken a lot of the border cities and stuff. Not so much here because we have a really good military. Russia's too big of a border, so like Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, all this stuff. Mid-East, they put opium. They push it up towards those border towns and depletes all the dudes that would go in the military.
Really?
Yeah, it's called narco-terrorism. I'm good for
I've
like
never even
one.
heard that term.
I heard it and I was like, "That's a cool."
It's a great idea.
I thought the word was.
Compound word.
I thought the word was interesting, so I nerded out and like read all about it one night. But I thought that was interesting because that is like a
You
Trojan.
got no Wikipedia hole.
It's like a Trojan horse kind of thing.
Yeah,
you
filled
know?
with heroin.
Yeah, or Maria full of grace, whatever you want.
Maria full of cocaine.
Yeah, swallowing condoms. Wow, how do we get here?
So, number one marketing idea: narco terrorism.
Yeah, give out candy.
Write it down.
Get kids. Are kids good? Long-term clients?
No.
You don't do kids,
You,
right?
you get the kids in so that you can see their parents. I hate to say it, but
No, that's a lead.
kids are not. They're not like
It's a
paying my
different
bills.
specialty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, from 6 to however old, I don't actually know. Their teeth are falling out of their head.
So don't take my kids. Okay.
You don't need to take your kids to the dentist before 6. Just when the real
You
teeth
act like
come
I'd
in.
make that decision.
Avery's about to lose a tooth. She calls it her
Ooh.
dirty tooth.
Is it dirty? Is it a different
won't
color?
Brush it because
Might
it's
be
like
dead.
loose. Oh, it's like very dark now.
Like Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
It's like
Yes.
a dead tooth. Well, it does die. It dies. I mean, as it's coming out, it flops completely down, and so the whole thing has like changed color. She
Marine
won't pull it
Ponderosa.
out.
Yeah. The worst is when it has that that one nerve it's hanging on to. I want to barf every time I see that. How do you do that? How do you see that and not just... How do you get in people's mouths and not just be like, God damn it.
It is a
God damn the society.
disgusting,
Yeah.
Disgusting job.
Fucking Americans are gross.
Oh, because they pay me.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
If I had to do it for free, I'd be like, forget this.
but I don't know. I
Gross.
You have a better disposition than I do because I would have been like, I see 7 fucking mouse today. I'm going to, that's the morning. Fuck this. Like, I get frustrated. I don't have patience like that.
The grossness wears off. You get used to it.
Sure. Sure. You become traumatized so
Yeah.
bad that you don't care.
I can't remember the last time something like grossed me out. It's been a really long time. But
Can
like
I keep my
when
dip in?
I was
if
gonna
somebody
say
kept their
dippers
dip in, that would gross
or
me out.
smokers.
Yeah.
That's got to be gross.
I don't need a
The
spitter.
smokers it's tough because they have like this, it's like there's like this odor, and that is kind of gross.
They look like a dragon. Like,
But it's not like so bad that I can't like do my job. You know what really grosses me out is when someone like has a finger injury like that. Like I want to throw.
oh,
up.
that's, yeah.
What?
Or like a
That
toe
triggers
injury,
you-
like any
triggers you?
kind of digit injury. Like
Like
I
a
have
Jason
to look
Pierre-Paul?
away. Like a JPP. I like that would
Ugh.
that
Like
I
a-
can't.
that's
I can't.
weird.
He'd be a bad dentist.
But like
Oh,
alveolar
you know
injuries,
why?
dental injuries. I mean, you're so used to it.
You know why that is? Because your hands are important to you.
They are important to
And
me.
Are your
that's-
hands insured?
Yeah.
I think my whole body is under one insurance policy.
Yeah.
They didn't. I wasn't like Tina Turner where they're like, we got to insure just those legs.
Well,
like it's the whole thing.
Here's pragmatic advice that I remember from my salon studio franchise days that we would tell so we basically had hairdressers that would own their own salon inside, these places that had like 20 salons in them, right? And so we would try to help them with this other stuff they didn't know about running a business. And one of the things that was really cool was you can insure your hands. Like Geico has like pay a couple bucks a month and you can insure your hands. It'll pay up to 60% of what you normally make or something like that. And I was like, that's really cool. That's a cool program to have. I hate insurance, but for something like that, you get in a rollerblading accident and you didn't wear your fucking wrist guards.
See, I always wear my wrist guards when I rollerblade.
Doesn't matter, man. You can still break those wrists.
She still has rollerblades
For reals?
in our garage. I was
Not
about to
only do
throw
I
them in the
still have
garbage.
rollerblades-
Dude, you are such a mom. Like,
I am such a good rollerblader. If you saw me rollerblade,
Oh,
you'd
shit.
be like,
I didn't
that's
mean-
why you still
Sorry.
have rollerblades.
She is good. She's
didn't
good.
mean to bury the lead. Sorry.
Backwards, crossovers, the whole deal.
Dances.
Oh, you're like the
jumps.
creepy guy at the roller skating rink.
I can
That
grind.
One dude that goes backwards.
Quadruple axles.
There's no
All of
kids
it.
out there.
Yeah.
All of it. Red light, green light, the limbo,
Yeah,
you name it.
all that stuff.
Red Rover.
What,
Red
so,
Rover.
so what? I want to. How's y'all together doing this? Like, my wife and I were very good at working on individual projects. When we get together to work on something, it's kind of like there's a chief and Indian kind of problem going on a lot of the time.
Oh, it's easy. I just do all the dentistry, and then Eric does absolutely everything else.
Yeah. No,
And I
that's
don't-
great.
he's
That's
like,
great.
"Do you wanna-
Glad we
do-
got that on record.
Do you want to see how I? And I'm like, I don't.
You heard that?
I don't really
did a
like
Zoom on
want.
This wasn't even real podcast.
do
We
any
just
of
did
it.
it for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blackmail.
No.
Gotcha.
Parse that out
Yeah.
and then put that out there.
Yeah.
So we,
It's good. It's good. Nikki gets to
I didn't
see me
realize
working.
it was a full time job to like do the other part of it.
oh yeah.
I mean, it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of stuff.
The good news is it doesn't continue at this clip. It's always a lot up front, and then you get just always try to hammer out your systems and protocol. I wish I did that a little bit better when we started this firm, agency, whatever it is, and I'm now redoing a lot of stuff I should have done 2-3 years ago. but like, there's a lot of stuff like you don't know. Like, am I an S corp? Should I do LLC?
Am I an escort?
Am I an escort? Do I need to do that to bring in some more cash flow? I don't have a good dick game.
I had to get my vagina insured, and I'm waiting on that.
Well, yeah.
I think the
Before I
disability
can-
insurance covers everything.
I don't know what that has to do with dentistry.
No,
happens
it's just
to
the
be-
outside of you.
Oh, okay.
Your epidermis.
Ooh.
It's
Your
the
epidermis is covered, but there's a special escort. Probably a tax I have to pay to the state of Florida as well, because there's a tax for everything.
except income.
That too. Yeah, there's like a bureau
You
that
make
like
up for it.
does you have to like every day it's like, oh, Eric, did you file our paperwork with the fire extinguisher inspector? Like it's unreal.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I got. Oh, after. All right. Remind me after. I have a project management chart that when we would open the franchise locations, it had all that little stuff like that. And there's other things down the line that you have to do. And
I'm slowly on accident learning all of it. When people are like, "Hey, you didn't fill this out. Where is it?" I'm like, oh, yeah, it's on its way.
Yeah, yeah. There has to be a checklist. I remember looking up. We talked about something. I was titling one of the episodes that we were talking about the dental practice stuff, and I saw a lot of stuff that there's like a dental practice checklist of stuff like that.
I'm sure.
Are y'all using any of that stuff?
No.
All that stuff's corny.
We are of the firm
Or
belief
upsell.
that
Send it to me. I need
Oh
these
no.
things.
Oh okay. I thought it was like
I'm
upsell.
drowning here.
I was raised.
No. You just teach yourself. It's fine.
You'll figure it
You're an autodidact. You got it.
It's true.
I'd rather, ask for forgiveness than like ask for permission. So like I'm just like I feel like I could just be like, oh, I didn't know.
That's how you want to hear it from your dentist.
Yeah. And that's our attitude towards the government.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't know I had to pay that.
yeah, they don't. IRS doesn't like that. They don't care about
Don't
that.
give a shit.
But like, there's those weird like civic things you don't know about. Like this county taxes for this because you have
We had to get two
biohazard
different-
stuff.
Oh
Probably
yeah, we gotta pay for that and inspect
County,
it.
city business tax license dealy.
the whole fire
We
extinguisher
just have a
thing is
tab
weird.
going.
Yeah,
There's a big bucket of cash in the waiting room and just
someone from your
come
department
and take what you need.
Department of Business comes by and the inspector, and you're like, oh god, this is gonna suck. Like, gotta get everything go, and like they don't even step foot in the fucking door, and you're just like, what?
Yeah.
What happened?
He's like, this place looks good.
Yeah.
That's been my experience with a bunch of stuff like that.
It's actually shocking how little the stuff that actually matters has people regulating it. That has been
Like
the
what?
biggest shocker to me. Well, like I've worked in like a lot of practices that had like infection control issues in the past, and like nobody is like blowing the whistle for that. But if like your fire extinguisher is expired, like that you'll like go to jail for.
'Cause
Like
there's
it
no money
doesn't
behind
make
it.
yeah, it just like it's kind of disheartening. I mean, I'm like an absolute like clean freak germaphobe, so like nobody has to worry about that under my watch. But
At the office.
At the office. I'm a pig at home.
You say this is good clips we got
Yeah.
on record. Man,
This is good.
this is good
for y'all.
For me, it's
For
going
you.
in the safe at home.
Remember when you
said
said
it.
Remember that?
I'll have it queued
Y'all's
up like a
house is-
soundboard in my phone. Just play it. Boop.
Y'all's house is good every time I come over.
Eric works very hard to ensure.
Told you I'm drowning. I'm so tired.
Yeah, you're the specialist. That's how it has to move. You're specialist. You be the best dentist you can be. That should be the
I'll get that on a soundbite.
get the most.
You do you, honey.
But you got to be efficient too, because eventually you're going to have to figure out the scalability of this too. Because you're not just opening one to open one. I assume.
Yes, we are. We're not open.
I will not be becoming like
But
a mogul.
But we
No,
might bring
no.
on more hygienists.
Right.
Have a second
So
assistant.
you
should
get
I'd
just
like
hop
to
bounce
get-
around.
So
Yeah, another
Okay.
dentist in there. the practice is huge.
let's
I
look
mean,
at the
it's big.
trajectory just for funsies. Not saying you're going to do this, but the ceiling can keep going.
Yeah.
And so you can be one of those dentists that has two locations where you go back and forth between the two. But to get there, you got to have the good staff that you trust and everything running on its own.
Yes.
We're a ways away from that. I always say just keep it in your head though.
Yeah.
That so you don't get down that area to where you can make that growthier or whatever you want to call it, and then you're like, oh shit, I wish I'd done all these things because
Yeah.
I didn't have that in mind.
That is what's nice about this place is that it's the size that it can grow with me, which is good.
Yeah, and you'll figure out, is this
There used to be 3 dentists that worked in that building.
And so it's just
Things
you
were
solo?
different
It
back
was literally like 40 years ago.
Things were different. People were smaller back then.
That's
They didn't
true.
Require enough space. Not the guy that I bought from. He's 7 feet tall.
You
He's
gotta
the
make sure-
biggest man I've ever seen.
You got to make sure your doorways are 36 inches wide.
They're
ADA. Well,
No, the
you're
doorways are
grandfathered
okay.
in though.
The doorways are okay. The electrical outlets, not so much.
Yeah.
There's no ground. It's all the 2-prong deals.
This is a joke comedy podcast.
It is a
so-
joke. I'm
So-
just
The
joking.
electrical is fine.
I'm just joking.
All up to code.
You never know. I've bitched out a lot of Hillsborough County's finest on here, so you never know who listens, or you never know. I bet it happens like this. It's not really that anybody regulating listens. It's some asshole listener that listens and then tells their friend that works there, "Hey, you need to check this out." They're shitting all over.
I'll be like, here's my contract
Right.
that says we get grandfathered in because his grandfather installed these electrical outlets.
That's how it works, Grandpa.
And we don't have to do
We
anything
better
else.
hurry up and have some grandkids if we are going to.
We won't be having the grandkids.
Just have more kids. You guys are,
How can we have grandkids?
Eric and I are having grandkids.
yeah.
That just
So
means
you
you old
just
as
be
fuck.
the,
No,
just
I
be
think
the
we have to have
specialist.
sex with grandparents,
Ooh, gilfs.
not our own.
Oh, okay.
G gilfs.
G gilfs.
Great grandmothers I'd like to fuck.
Ew. Rolls right off the tongue.
Mm.
Gilfs.
Gilfs with
Or
G unit.
do the soft G.
So, what else can you tell me that's interesting about doing
That's
this? All right, thank you guys. It's been a lot. We're on Spotify, iTunes. Where are we at? How long have we been going?
34, 35,
Perfect.
something like that.
That's right where we want to be.
Good.
I'm trying hard to think of something interesting.
No, we're good.
No.
We're trying to keep these.
When do the callers call in with their nasty, disgusting
God,
tooth problems?
I really want to. I really want to do the future of the show, or at least like an episode a week of doing like people can video call in and ask questions. That's my hope.
It's probably too late for this particular episode.
This episode,
Has that
we
ship
might. I mean, if we keep it running for like 3 days, I think I could probably hook it up.
They want to wheel one of those TVs in here and
I got a couple of them.
tape some arms to it.
You hear a lot
I don't
of
know how
dad
this is
mad
gonna work.
yelling. God damn it! Stupid fucking coaxial goddamn cable.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
How about before we leave, Nikki, give
yeah.
some dental advice
How about
that I can
how
use
about a
for
dick
marketing.
joke?
Oh, how
material.
about-
No dick jokes. Stop saying like this is like a cut. We're gonna do like 3, 2, 1 action.
Hey, I only said the V word one time. That's a record for me on this podcast.
Victory?
Yes. Vagine.
So yeah, let's do this so where we can have a polished.
Prove that you're a dentist.
Make me believe you're a dentist. And ready? 3, 2.
Oh, you
Prove
want
it.
like an actual piece of advice?
I don't know.
We're gonna try to parse
to
this
stay
out.
out of my chair.
We'll parse out this part of the video, and you all. We're
Yeah.
gonna try to use part of this video of the episode
Yeah.
for y'all's marketing stuff.
Right, exactly. So I'm thinking just something that is a fun fact or something somebody might not know. I know I'm kind of hitting you with this out of nowhere, but
I think that the biggest thing that I kind of preach in my office and in my life, just in general, is the influence people's diet has on what's going on in their body, but especially in their mouth. People always think like that, oh, if I just, brush and floss a ton, like I'm never going to have dental problems if I'm regular, but it's just not true. I know pediatric dentists that take really good care of their children's mouths and their kids are in their chairs still having cavities filled. And it almost has very little to do with the hygiene that people have. It has everything to do with the amount of sugar that they're eating. And so my
Really?
advice to everyone is always to limit the amount of carbohydrates that they take in, be it like liquid or dry carbs are a big one. People eat so much, chips and Cheez-Its and bread. And anything that does that is really bad because it wicks all the spit out of your mouth. And it's not sweet, so you don't think like, oh, this is bad for my teeth. But it has the same, carbohydrate count as like candy would. Only now your mouth's really dry, and all of that. And so that's a big one. That's a big one.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
But
No.
but for me, like that's the hardest thing for me to help people with because I can show you how to brush and floss your teeth, but I can't like follow you home and be like, don't eat that donut. Like I just can't. I can't do that. And so I try and. But I think that like just in general, dentistry doesn't necessarily have that same outlook on things. And I think if you talk to most dentists, they'll tell you the most important thing is to brush and floss.
Because it's counterintuitive to bringing in business, right? If everybody's teeth is doing well.
I don't think that's why.
No?
No.
You just
But
think it's just they're kind of hapless or something?
I think that it's like an older way of thinking about it. I think
It's just
that,
old science.
like people
Sure.
don't have like the right
Food pyramid. we were
yeah,
talking
they don't
about.
have the
food
right-
pyramid is a joke.
Yeah.
information about it. Even dentists I hear talk about it. Even my own friends, like they don't. It's not like something that they aren't talking about their diet with patients. You
Yeah,
know, I treat a disease that is 100%, 98% preventable. Like people, 500 years ago, when you look at these skeletons, they don't have like rotten mouths like people have now, and it's because of the modern diet. That's why they didn't have dental care back then.
I wonder if the amount of dentists have gone up,
It has.
correlating to how much sugar has been pumped into like kind of processed food.
Oh, I'm
that
sure.
I don't know.
Like I bet there's a huge spike, maybe 70s, 80s kind of thing.
It's a supply and demand situation.
Well, yeah, but I
know?
mean, it's like we talked about with CPAs and stuff. Like because the tax code gets harder and harder, there's this whole army of just accountants everywhere, and they're never gonna trim it,
Yeah.
right? So it doesn't behoove them to lobby to make the tax form one piece of paper,
Yeah.
because there's two entities. It's the IRS and just accountants in general. They're not going to want to do that. So it's funny with dentists. I wonder. I buy that. I mean, I remember when I went in one time a while ago. And you're like, "Do you drink sugar, like a sugar drink every day?" I was like, "No." And then we figured out, oh, your throat is barfing so much that it's hurting the back of your teeth. And I was like, that's the fucking most disgusting thing. I have such bad heartburn or whatever that is, esophageal something.
Self-barfing.
I probably didn't call it barfing.
No, you did. You definitely didn't. But it definitely went a different way, the way you were talking to me about it. And then I got a whole goddamn speech from your dental hygienist. I told you about that. So
You did.
She pulled me up to a poster.
She gets more Hispanic every time you do this impression, and she doesn't even speak
That's
Spanish.
her walking in.
Damn, mama, damn. That's what she said. She said, that's the DMD. All right, I won't do that impression. But anything else? I hear music, so we're outroing.
I don't think so. I think we covered it.
It's good with the sugar. Don't eat sugar. I'm a good example. Like, I'm not crazy about my teeth. Floss once a week and brush them every day.
Eric
and
has perfect
I don't have any problems.
Your
None.
face just went like, fuck.
It's actually kind of unfair because
It's not unfair.
I have had to have 2 root canals and I've had 3 crowns.
And your teeth are like 50% of your face.
I know.
Big old teeth.
You got a great smile, Doc. All right, that's the episode. Thanks for coming on. Give me the plug again. What's the website? I should know this.
drmorganti.com, drmorganti.com, foresthills.dental. Bought that one.
If you're in the Tampa Bay,
MORGANTI.
if you're in the Tampa Bay area, hit that up because you probably don't go to the dentist enough.
Come get lectured.
If you're not in the Tampa Bay area, fly in, get your teeth worked on.
Do you eat pubes?
And-
Come on in.
Yeah.
Do you barf in your mouth?
Yeah.
I'll see you on Tuesday.
You got some weird dip in the bottom of your teeth.
Let's go
that
for
just
it.
stuck there. And
Are you smoking a cigarette in the room?
Yeah.
Bring it on.
All right, we're
Bring
out.
out the nastiness.
We only got 5 seconds left in the song. Bye.